peer pressure. Peer pressure is real and it sucks. So here I go again. And I am not your parent, but maybe you won't listen to your parent, but you'll maybe listen to me. Maybe you will remember this about peer pressure. This is the chapter we're going to be talking about. Hi y'all, I'm Jovanna Vidal. I am an actor. You may know me from the Dhar Mann YouTube videos. And I'm also an author of the recently published #1 best-selling book, Teen Anxiety, No More. So yes, I am here to give you another message as to how I combat my morning anxiety. Hello. So I'm going to now to what I really want to talk about today. So this might be a little dark. I'm sorry. I feel it in my heart to share. I think it's an important topic right now, and especially for my younglings. And I really want to make sure that we are in sync with this because it's a big issue here in the States. I don't know internationally if it is as big of an issue because it hurts my heart to hear these stories. I want to share some of this. I know a lot of younglings from the US are encountering a lot of peer pressure. Peer pressure is because it is relentless, right? Sometimes we surround ourselves with circles of people who want us to do something because they're doing it. And that's essentially what peer pressure is. They make you feel like you're not going to belong or be part of a group because you're not doing what they're doing. So, in my book, Teen Anxiety No More, for those of you who have read it, you know perhaps what I'm going to talk about, but I felt the need to talk about peer pressure. This is the chapter we're going to be talking about. Peer pressure is real and it sucks. So here I go again, probably not offering up the most positive feelings with this sucky situation we can unfortunately all too often find ourselves in. However, it is a true, actual, real-life situation for too many of us, especially in our teens. Unfortunately, it's a reality in our circles and schools, and it's probably not going anywhere soon. So let's just put it on blast and face it head on, shall we? Let's define it so we can identify it and be aware of it when it is happening to you. The Merriam-Webster's definition says, a feeling that one must do the same things as other people of one's age and social group to be liked or respected by them. Cambridge Dictionary says, the pressure that you feel to behave in a certain way because your friends or people in your group expect it. Dictionary.com describes it as social pressure by members of one's peer group to take a certain action, adopt certain values, or otherwise conform in order to be accepted. I felt the need to include all 3 dictionary definitions I found because they propose the same outcome. However, they each deliver a slight difference that is so key to distinguish and shine a light on. For starters, peer pressure is a feeling, an expectation, and behavior that is engaged upon. So realizing it when it is happening to you and in what form it is being presented is vital so that you do not fall into the trap that you are being manipulated into and do something against your will or wishes. Let's also please agree on the source, that it can come from friends, non-friends, bullies, the mainstream media, social media, and yes, even family members. I believe each one of the sources mentioned above is a viable pressuring mechanism. So, however, because we have those different ways, I want to focus on the in-person occasions where you might be engulfed in the moment by the cool kids. First off, if friends or cool kids do not respect your wishes, they are neither friends nor cool. That goes without saying. However, in the moment, with all eyes on you, that perhaps may not be enough to keep and uphold your inner resolve. So let's go a little further. Have you ever done anything that you haven't felt comfortable doing? I know I certainly have. I have. I really hope the answer is no. However, the sheer reality is that we have all perhaps done something we later regret having done or said. Okay, so I will ask again. Have you ever done anything you didn't want to do before? How did that feel while you were doing it? How did that feel after you did it? You likely don't even want to remember it, huh? Oh, I understand that feeling of wanting to erase it from your memory banks in hopes that perhaps it would mean that it didn't happen or it was all a bad dream. You likely don't want to remember the feelings, the shame, the guilt, the hurt to yourself or others, nor the outcome. Sorry to say, that is regret or remorse you are feeling. So based on this previous experience, would you say that you want to feel this way again? Think about it for a minute. Do you ever want to feel that way again willingly? Sit with this feeling. It sucks. I will venture to say that it is a resounding and heck to the no. I don't want to feel that way again. So, that being the case, is it safe to say that the reason you experienced such torment was because you did something against your will or wants? Have you ever felt that little inner voice giving you guidance on what feels good or a hunch to do or try something? On the contrary, have you ever felt the quick to develop visceral reaction to that what does not feel good or safe or smart to do? That is what is called our intuition. Those are comprised of our values and our instincts, our gut reactions. So we are guided and guarded by both. That is our compass. That is your inner GPS. How important is this that we can all feel like we're not the only one making mistakes. We're not the only one making errors in judgment. We're not stupid or wrong or a bad person because we did something that turned out to be bad. That's not us as a person. That was just the outcome. So I want you to see that so many of us have done and behaved in ways that we're ashamed of. That shame is not you. You are not your shame. You are a person, a human, a youngling, learning to do the best you can. And we are going to continue to make mistakes. And I'm so happy I shared my minute 22. You're going to be peer pressured. You are going to be asked to do things that you don't want to do, that you know better than doing. So we are going to be in positions in the future, perhaps not too distant future, where we are going to be asked to do things that we don't want to do. What do we have to do? We have to listen to that little voice. We have to listen to that little guide inside of us that says, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel good. I don't want to do this. I don't want to participate in this. You know what? Let me get out of this situation. Because you know what? It's not worth that feeling of regret and remorse and shame and guilt that you can feel so easily for so long when you go against your wishes and wants. So the reason I bring this up is because last night I was watching the news, and in Los Angeles, there was another overdose in a school, in a high school. So many of you may or may not know, in the United States, there's a big war on drugs and are being manipulated to look like candy. They look like freaking candy. Say no. Okay? It is not worth it. You do not need to take anything from anyone that you do not know what it is. Okay? It pisses me off that people are trying to get our younglings to do things that they're not even aware that they're doing. Okay? So say no. And it's not just to drugs, guys. Do not take anything that you do not know it comes from a trusted source. A trusted source is perhaps the school nurse. I don't even think legally they can give you any medicine. A trusted source is your parent. A trusted source is perhaps a school counselor or a principal. You do not take a pill that looks like candy from anybody in your school. Okay? So why I say this, because your parents know that this is the case. And I am not your parent, but maybe you won't listen to your parent, but you'll maybe listen to me. Maybe you will remember this when someone presents you with something that is unsafe, because this is it. This is a muscle that needs to be developed. If you think of all the times that you get to practice this honor building quality within yourself to say no, then you can see how by this time you are in your later teens and 20s, how much better off you will be than going against your own judgment in your teens. You will lead by example, and that is the definition of a true leader. Be that leader, even and especially in those instances where it is hard, it is difficult, or it is lonely. Do not follow the crowd for the sake of following, because it is in those moments that the Elon Musk, the Jeff Bezos, the Steve Jobs of the world are created, developed, and ultimately honored. Although the one lone leader may have to stand alone in those moments of pressure or ridicule, I hope it will be you. Remember, the sheer reality is that there are others who aren't quite as strong as you are becoming and will become. Perhaps others haven't received these words or lessons yet. It is my great hope, dream, and mission that all the younglings will have this book and develop this skill, that together we can all eradicate peer pressure and bullying and create a world of peace for our next and following generations. And that is you. And that is why I share with you the strategies in this book. It is so that you can grab the baton and continue the race towards a kinder, more compassionate, more powerful human experience. In the meantime, let's be the loners, that is, the leaders, and let others follow our example of good. Be the leader, lead. And we get to make those decisions on a day-to-day basis. I hope you all will consider buying this book, because I promise you, I hope you will consider getting it, because I gave you 2 pages. I talked a lot, but that was only 2 pages. And I give you so many strategies. So y'all are incredible. I love you tremendously. Happy Friday. And big love, everybody. Big love. Take care of yourself and your loved ones and yourself. Bye, everybody. So if you liked this video, go check out the others. I got lots of videos on this channel, so keep watching.